Today I'm going to read to you a few pages from the second book in my Ghosts of Roseville series. This one's called Remnants, and this is Paulette's story, so I hope you enjoy. The enormous orange jack-o'-lantern faced the long driveway, challenging visitors to Twin Oaks with its glowing two-piece grin. Paulette O'Connell propped her fists on her hips and assessed the rest of the decorations gathered on the wide front porch of her younger sister Meredith's antebellum plantation home. Gratitude and disquiet filled her chest along with the crisp fall air. Standing at the bottom of the 3 brick steps, she scanned the clusters of corn stalks propped against the 2 center columns, the gourds and pumpkins scattered about, and the wisp of fake spiderweb stretched between 2 of the large white columns. A forbidding black spider waited among the gossamer strands. A white sheet ghost danced in the brisk breeze, rattling the dried cornstalk leaves. With a chuckle, she clapped her hands together. Perfect. Mare will love it. Their next B&B guests might include several young children who would love the spooky yet fun decor as much as she did, if only the little trick-or-treaters in town came out to the country. But of course, the trek to Twin Oaks wouldn't yield enough return on investment for the children's parents to make such a journey. They needed a reason to venture so far from town. Perhaps she could lure them to the plantation with some form of entertainment. Halloween remained her favorite holiday, at least for the fun props. Ever since discovering she possessed the ability to see ghosts a few months before, the approaching holiday had taken on new meaning. She had grown up with dreams about a lady in a blue gown. Who knew she was actually a ghost? Her great-great-great-aunt Grace. Later, she learned from Meredith that Grace's brother, great-great-great-grandfather Joe, also hung around the family cemetery, apparently waiting for his sister's return. Meredith had figured out the identities of the ghosts, but the sisters realized they possessed the ability to see ghosts at the same time. Thankfully, the ghosts weren't scary, so much as sad and a little spooky. After burying Grace's remains beside Joe's, the house held no more spirits, as they finally rested in peace. Knowing the plantation no longer hosted spooks made enjoying the tricks and treats of the season more fun. Although she rather missed Grace's friendly presence in a gorgeous blue dress, complete with sparkling sequins, a dress which had inspired Paulette's own childhood designs. Rubbing a hand over her protruding belly, she lingered in the fading afternoon light. She surveyed the expanse of pale grass reaching toward the distant road winding past. Low clouds covered the sky, obscuring the sun. Several trees sported jagged trunks, remnants of the tornado they'd survived the previous April. Hunkered in the storm shelter within the stone foundation of Twin Oaks, she'd feared the destruction of the plantation once and for all. Thankfully, they'd suffered only minor damage, except for the old gazebo. Rebuilding it had been Meredith's first priority. Its new design proved very popular with the guests, who frequently enjoyed its shady quiet on a hot summer afternoon, or the soft lighting in the evening. The baby shifted, a tiny foot, or perhaps a fist, bopping her hand where it rested. Soon, little one, another 6 weeks, give or take, and we'll meet properly. Tires crunched on gravel, and she recognized her sister's glaring yellow Camaro approaching. The sports car shouted its owner's status: successful, independent, confident, all the attributes Paulette wished she could ascribe to herself. She waved as Meredith drove behind the house to park, and then Paulette hurried up the front steps and inside as fast as her walk allowed. The distant rustling of paper bags and cabinet doors closing summoned her down the hallway and through the swinging door into the kitchen. "Hey, Meredith, I was thinking." Paulette hesitated to share her idea with her business-oriented sister. How should she phrase her vision in such a way as to be convincing? Meredith snagged a bunch of celery from the brown paper bag, sidestepping Grisabella as the calico twined about her ankles, to drop it into the crisper bin in the refrigerator. Dressed in tan jeans and a mulberry sweater, Meredith appeared ready to settle down to work in her home office despite the late afternoon hour. Paulette glanced out the small kitchen window. Sunshine stretched across the yard, creating long shadows in preparation for nightfall. Her gaze lit upon the gazebo with its white spindle railing and wooden posts supporting the peaked shaker-shingled roof. A collection of metal chairs with colorful cushions surrounded the matching round table in the center. The rebuilt gazebo caught the light and threw it down as a lacy silhouette of the wrought iron gingerbread edging the roof. Beyond the gazebo, the family cemetery lay under towering magnolia trees, safe within the confines of a metal fence. She dragged her attention back to smile at her sister. "Yes?" Meredith shut the fridge and blinked at Paulette. "You were saying?" "Sorry." Paulette shook her head, a grin curving her lips as she sifted through possible phrases. "Is Gris helping you with the groceries?" "Always." Meredith cocked her head. "She's hoping I'll take pity on her and feed her early tonight." "Any word from Max?" Anything to stall for time until she could land upon the right way to approach the subject. Meredith balked at large group activities, and the party she had in mind definitely qualified. "Will he be back from Atlanta soon?" "He texted me that the preservation case will be heard tomorrow. Then he'll know how much longer he needs to be in court." She lifted items from the bag and set them on the counter before dropping the bag on the floor. "I had no idea when I met him that lawyers traveled so much." Grisabella hunkered on the floor, her tail twitching, before lunging into the open bag and pouncing on an imaginary mouse with the clatter of brown paper. I don't suppose there are very many lawyers who specialize in preservation law. Paulette folded her arms over her tummy and hiked one hip. I'm glad you two found each other. You're good together. Meredith flicked a glance at her, then shook her head. Thanks. It still amazes me how things worked out. Unlike for me. Paulette laid her hands on her belly, her baby. But we'll be fine now that I have you to back me up. And one day you may find a man worthy to be your husband. Meredith scooted around the island counter and hugged Paulette in a quick, encouraging movement. But you'll always have a place to call home. Paulette considered Meredith's words as her sister strode back to the other side of the island. You may be right, but somehow I doubt I'll ever find anyone who'd want to take on responsibility for another man's child. Thanks for listening, and if you want to find out what happens to Paulette and her baby, please find Remnants, the second book in the Ghost of Roseville series, wherever ebooks and paperbacks are sold. Thank you.